Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we're going to be looking at the D-Arts Classic Mega Man figure. He comes with a good amount of accessories and other stuff, so this should be a pretty fun review. It's a pretty cool figure and a pretty cool character. It's nice to have a new Mega Man figure, and especially with the re-release of the Mega Man X figure, this is a great addition to any collection. He's the smallest figure I've ever purchased from D-Arts, just about 4.5 inches tall, maybe even a little bit shorter. So he's definitely smaller, which is okay though because it's proper scaling. So I am perfectly fine with that. Before we get into it too much, let's go ahead and look at accessories and other things like that. He's got this face here, which isn't the standard face that he has in the packaging. This is one of his alternate faces. This is his standard face with the kind of smiley, innocent looking face. Don't care for that one too much because it's kind of wimpy. This one's a little more angry and grimacing, and then this one's yelling. So those are all pretty cool. They're nicely painted, nicely detailed. Really no complaints there. He's got his blaster on his left arm in the packaging and a fist on his right, but you can swap them out. You can put a blaster on his right arm and a regular hand on his left if you want to. That's that. They just pop out. And you have then the fist on each side if you want to, or the open hand on each side in addition to the blaster. So pretty cool interchangeability. You can pose them however you want, display them however you want. They give you an alternate tip for the blaster, which has no gem in the back. This one has the red gem in it. This one does not. And that is so that you can use his blaster effect or blast effect. And these pop apart just like the one from Mega Man X. I think, yeah, Mega Man X. I don't think Zero had one of these. Not sure. But either way, these are interchangeable. You can pose them, swap them around however you want to, spin them around. Do whatever you want with that. This part comes off if you want. So there's a little bit of display options there. And it's pretty cool. This is really hard plastic and it's very pointy. So if you do have kids, be careful with that. Same thing with this part here. But it's nice translucent yellow plastic. It looks pretty cool. I don't have the right tip on the blaster, but you can see here that it would make for a nice display. Very nicely done. As far as other accessories go, we have Met, which is one of these little mechanical robot things with the hard hat that is as iconic a bad guy as Goomba is for Mario. He's very nicely done. He's got these nice shiny parts here. The face is painted very well. The hat comes off. I'm not sure why. I don't remember that happening in the game, but it's been forever. So maybe it does. I don't know. Or maybe it's just... it says in the instructions that it comes off, but I can't read it. So maybe there's a reason. Maybe there's not. I don't know, but it does. So there's that. There's no posability or anything, but it's there. Just for skill purposes. He's about as big as his feet. Last but not least, we have Rush, which is pretty cool. It's like a second figure, really. It's got plenty of articulation. The neck moves, the head moves, they're all on ball joints. The shoulders for each leg is on a swivel, which is cool because you can't really tell that it's actually moving because of the way they designed it. Then each elbow is on a disc joint, has a little bit of play side to side. Then the feet are on ball pegs. So, plenty of posability on Rush. Does he have a waist twist? I don't think he does, no. And then his tail is posable as well. So, pretty cool, nice little addition. He's painted well, he's got the yellow gems in there to make him look cool. And they did a really good job. The eyes look very familiar. I wonder if they used the same. Wrong face. Is it the same? I don't know. I don't think it's the exact same. I thought maybe they used the same application for the eyes, but it doesn't matter either way. Pretty cool. Nice addition. Nice display. Oops. He's solid plastic, so he's not going to break easily. But if you wanted to display him, obviously that's going to make a great little display set right there. Very cool. I suppose they gave you the extra stuff because he's such a small figure. They didn't want you to feel shorted. Like some companies don't mind, Hasbro, but they did a really good job in that this guy's smaller, so they gave us plenty of extra stuff to make up for it. So I was happy about that. Let's talk about the figure himself. We already said the face is painted well. The body doesn't have too much going on really as far as paint goes. The blaster's painted nicely. Nice gold metallic in there. He's got the gems in the earpieces. The helmet does have some paint on it, and that is nicely done. What little paint there is on the body, they did a good job with that, so no real complaints there. He's got the gems in the feet again. All the plastics pretty much match. My biggest complaint is that the helmet is really shiny and like a polished plastic, and none of the other parts are, but it's really not a problem. I don't have any real complaint about that. It's just something I should mention, I guess I should have said. As far as the articulation goes, the head is on a ball peg, so is the neck, so you have plenty range of motion. Shouldn't have any trouble with that at all. Are we not focused? I can't tell. It looks like we're not focused. Focus. Okay. The shoulders are on a ball peg, so the shoulder itself moves around, and then it's on another ball disc, so that you have plenty of range of motion in the shoulder. The bicep part comes up over the shoulder to hide the joint just a little bit, so that's pretty nice. It looks good. Really all the mobility you need. The bicep swivels, and then of course it has the hinge there for the blaster. I wish you could get a little more than 90 degrees out of it, because it's pretty hard to do some posing that you might want to do, and you can't bring the arms around very far either. So even with the open-handed, you can't get them in some of the more iconic poses, but it's good enough. I'm not going to complain about it. This joint here, this diaphragm joint, is pretty useless though. I don't care for that. The waist joint down here has all of the twist in it, and it has all of the mobility in it. This upper joint has almost none, due to the fact that there's no play in it, you know, there's no place for it to go. So even though it has a ball joint in there, you can get some posing done. It's very limited just because there's no extra space. You just get a little bit of an extra twist out of it. So it's okay that it's there, but I wish they gave you a little bit more room to move it. The hips work very similar to the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z figures in that they can drop down a little bit to increase the range of motion. So you can bring the legs all the way forward if you want to. And then that's just a ball peg, so you can kind of rotate that around on there. It doesn't have as much range of motion as it probably could, but I think it's more than enough to get what posing you'll need to do done. So that's okay with me. The knee is a single jointed knee. It actually looks really nice. They did a good job. This part looks like it should rotate here. There should be a swivel, but neither of mine move, and I'm not going to risk trying to break it. So if yours moves, let me know, but mine does not. I think it probably should, but again, mine doesn't, unfortunately. Now his feet have the same type of articulation as we've seen before from Mega Man figures. There's a ball disc in there and another ball peg in the top, or at the shin part. So plenty of range of motion. It's kind of tricky to get it where you want it, but you can do it, and the foot has all the posability you'll really need probably. With these big clunky feet, they did a pretty good job with it. So I'm happy. I mean, there are a couple little issues here and there, but nothing that's really worth complaining about, and it's definitely a great figure for an iconic character. Any video game fan will probably want to have this figure, so I do recommend it. It's really fun to have, and it'll be even better once I get my reissue of the Mega Man X figure. Probably, I think it's April maybe? I can't remember now. Later on this year, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for other figure reviews and other good stuff, and in the meantime, keep collecting.